Right, so this is a little bit of a follow-up video for the DROMIDA SC4.18, and this is really on the topic of some sort of cheap and quick upgrades or things which I think will make it run better. In my first video I went through what I'd done initially, and that was to raise up the body mounts here just to stop it bottoming out and rubbing on the frame or the shell here. Hopefully that will help out. I've also taken out the original battery carrier and sort of basically gorilla glued in a little aluminium plate, trapping some Velcro behind it, clamping that for an hour or so, and that will allow me to run pretty much well, it will allow me a bit more flexible on what batteries to use. So in here I've got some nice cheap LiPos from Hobby King, so they fit in there nicely now. So we're going to give it a go with those, and that's a balance board. But also with that, we've got one of these little Chinese low voltage sensors, because obviously the ESC isn't set up for LiPo, so you need a low voltage alarm, and this will basically just beep when it gets to a voltage which would be problematic for the cells. So if they drop too low, basically it will kill it. So that's a quid's worth of investment. So we've got those. What I'll do is I'll get a little bit of Velcro and maybe sort of gorilla glue it onto there. If you haven't seen gorilla glue before, this is stuff really good, bonds to anything. All you need to do is make sure it's well, basically clamped really. So I'll get a couple of little Velcro pads, get that on there so it connects to the battery. Also, as I said in my review video, the wheels are pretty tired and cracked. They need a bit of TLC, and what I've done, I've got some RipMax wheels which I believe will be interchangeable. They're reliant on a little hex fitting on the rear. So hopefully these will be interchangeable, and these were £5.62 for two, for a pair. I've got obviously 4 in total, and it just makes the tyre very much cheaper than the DROMIDA version for whatever reason. These also have a little bit more of a, I think, an aggressive pattern for dirt, so that'll be good. We'll get those on in a minute. Gear mesh is getting a bit tired. The Pinion is well worn, and the Spur gear looks like it's suffering as well. Just been down to the local hobby shop. They didn't have anything in stock. They'll get that in for me, which is great. You know, that's the beauty of your local hobby shop. And also they had a quick look at it. They've shoved the motor in a little bit to adjust the mesh, and they've put a little bit of silicone grease in there just to give it a little bit more life. And you can already hear, yeah, it's a bit quieter to my ear, so that's good. New plugs to match the LiPos. Whilst I was at the hobby shop, I picked up some of these body pins just because these tiny little ones are very fiddly to get in and out, so this will hopefully make life a little bit easier. Right, so what I'll do, I'll cut the video, and we'll get the wheels on, we'll get the body pins on, and we'll take it out for a spin with the LiPos and see how that fares. Now, as I say, this little motor, I think I'll burn it out with LiPos. So what I'll do on the controller, I'll back off the throttle on the dual rate and go for longer run times. Ready? Well, that's the plan. Okay, back in 5. Okay, so we've done the little quick fixes. So we've got the LiPo in there. I think that was about £7 delivered from Hobby King. So that's a 2S 7.4 220 milliamp hours. We've got the low voltage detector there. It's gorilla glued and velcroed. Not going to pretend it's pretty, but it does a job. And got the new RipMax wheels on there, which fit nicely. Same clearance to the body. So first of all, we'll do the moment of truth. Does it work with the LiPo? Just see where we are with the trims. All okay, so we'll turn that on. All okay. Probably kill the motor and finish off the pinion, but such is life, so we'll just pop that off for a second. And then the last thing to do is to pop on the body shell with our nice new pins. So I've got these which will really help out, because we're always in and out getting the battery on this one, so having something easy to grab is going to be helpful. Just push that through. A little bit bigger than the original holes, but that should be fine. Take a bit of effort to get them in the first time. And hopefully if we lose these in the grass, we'll be able to lose these on the dirt. That should be easier to find because they're bright green. So there we are. Nothing too exciting there, but ready to go for a bit more fun. Well, I was hoping to cut in some footage of this running with the LiPo in and seeing how it performed, but the inevitable happened, and the Pinion has finally given up the ghost. I've just undone the gear cover here, and if you look in there, you can see the state of the Pinion. Hopefully if it focuses in, but it's completely stripped. It's not engaging with the Spur gear at all, and everything's looking pretty much stripped. See, they turn in independently there. So I'll have to get a new Pinion and Spur gear. So I think maybe running LiPos, they will become consumable more so than the stock battery, but that's no great surprise. So we'll take that apart and get that fixed in the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I've dissected the car a bit here. I've taken apart the cover and taken the top off the differential here, which allowed me to pop up the drive shaft and release the Pinion and the Spur there. And you can see that there, if we can get it to focus, they are very tired. You can see the wear on that. So I'm going to get these both replaced. It wasn't too problematic to get apart. Hopefully it won't be too problematic to get back together. But we'll pick that up in a later video.